Hi children, welcome back to the question answers of our lesson 12th lesson, that is air, water and weather. Right. Here are the multiple choice questions, and the first question goes on: the highest clouds are at about where it will be. Very good. It is about 10 kilometer above the surface of the earth. So clouds can be appear 10 kilometer above from the earth surface. So that is what we call troposphere. Okay. The second question is, which of these gases is present in the maximum amount in the atmosphere? That is oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, nitrogen 78%, and ozone very less. So nitrogen is present in a higher amount, maximum amount, right? Next, third question, which of these not property of air? Air occupies the space. Yes, it is property. Air helps in burning. Yes, we know that. And air exert pressure. Right, it is a property. Air has no weight. No, it is wrong. So option D. It is not a air property. Actually, air has the weight. Right. Next, let us see the fourth question. Which of these work because of air pressure? Uses of air pressure. Where do we use? Straw, drinking juice. Yes, we use. Doctor syringe. Yes, we use. Dropper. Yes, we use. All of this, right? All of this. Straw, doctor syringe, and dropper can be used. Okay. Next, come to fifth one. Which of these can be used to remove the soluble impurities from water? So distillation, filtration, sedimentation, decantation. Distillation is used for the soluble impurity removal. Why? Because filtration and sedimentation, decantation we use for the removal of solid impurities, means insoluble impurities, whereas distillation is used to remove soluble impurities. Next question, which of these processes used in a town water supply to kill the germs? Sedimentation, it won't kill the germ, and filtration, it won't kill the germ. Boiling, we do not boil in the water tank, right? Chlorination, yes, we add chlorine. Adding chlorine is called as chlorination. So when you add chlorine in the water, it kills the germs present in the water that we collected from the water resource, right? So option D, chlorination, is the answer. Let us discuss true or false, right? First one, A. Air is present everywhere on the earth, in outer space and on the moon. Okay, on the earth it is present, but in the space on the moon it is wrong, right? So it is false. Next, B. Air gets thinner as you go up. Yes, it's true. When you go up into the sky, the amount of air decreases. Jet aeroplanes flies in the stratosphere. Right, it is correct. True, it is true. And a fire cannot be lightened if there is no air. Will you lighten any candle in absence of air? No. So when there is no air, there is no light. So D is the right answer. True. Next, E. Air exerts pressure only in the downward direction. Right. So here we did the experiment with the hot water bottle and the cool ice cubes. What happened? The air pressure shown in all direction, not only downward or upward, right? So that's why air can exert pressure in all directions. So option E is the wrong answer. It is false. The main cause of air pollution is burning fuel. Right, it's true. Because of burning fuel only it is getting polluted. So F is true. Next one is the G. Water must be distilled before drinking. So here, if you distill the water, what happens? It becomes very purified form. Means it has nothing, no minerals, no salts, nothing. So we should not drink this kind of water. So it is no need to be distillized before drinking water. Just boiling is enough. No need of any distillation. We should not drink distilled water. So option G is the wrong answer, means it is false. Sedimentation get rid of soluble impurities. Here sedimentation is used for the insoluble one, so it is false. Let us discuss the question and answers. Why do people who climb the high mountain carry air in cylinders with them? Actually, when the people are climbing in the high mountains, what happens? The air quantity decreases, means availability of oxygen and other gases decreases, so that it is very big difficult to breathe in the high mountain region. That's why the hill climber must be carry oxygen cylinder or air cylinder with them, or otherwise they may face the breathing problems, right? Next, fifth one, the part of the moon where sunlight falls become boiling hot, and the part on which sunlight goes not uh, does not falls, it becomes freezing cold. But this doesn't happen on the earth through the both at the same distance from the sun. Why? Right? Have you understood the question? जब मून पे सनलाइट फॉल हुआ डे टाइम में बॉइलिंग जो कुछ साइड में what you call, whenever the sunlight is falling it is become boiling hot, on the other side where there is no sunlight it is freezing cold. But here it is not happening in case of earth even though in the same distance. Why? Because around the earth there is a protective layer called atmosphere. This atmosphere during the daytime it prevents the entry of multiple rays from the sunlight, and so that it keeps normal temperature. Whereas during night time there may be chance to get freezing cold, but here the atmosphere traps a little amount of sun rays or heatness, so it keeps the earth warm during night time. Means during daytime it protects from the heat, during night time it protects from the cold. So atmosphere is the protective layer that is present around the earth, which maintaining the equal conditions which are helpful for the surveillance of human being and all creatures on the earth. Sixth question, how is inhaled air different from exhaled air? In inhaled air there is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 0.03% carbon dioxide. But whereas in exhaled air the oxygen decreases by 16%. Actually it is 21%, now it becomes 16.4. Whereas carbon dioxide is 0.03%, but now it becomes 4.4%. So oxygen decreased and carbon dioxide increased in exhaled gas, right? That is the difference. Next, seventh question, how can you show that air is needed for burning? We already did with the glass experiment, right? Simply lighten a candle and close it with a glass vessel, then after few seconds the candle is going to put off. By this we can say where there is no air there is no burning. Burning requires air. Next, eighth question, explain how doctor's syringe is filled with the medicine from a medicine bottle. Here simple concept is air exert pressure, right? When we are pulling the piston of the syringe, then it shows a small gap inside. So inside the syringe there is a gap and less pressure, whereas in the bottle gap is more and it has high pressure. From the environmental high pressure it pushes the medicine to get enter into the syringe, right? So in that way the syringe, the medicine present in the syringe, it enters into the syringe, injection bottle enters into the syringe. That is the answer. Next, ninth question, what is distillation? What kind of impurities can be removed from the water by distillation? So distillation means what? Evaporation and condensation of the water to remove the soluble impurities. Distillation means conversion of dirt water into pure water. Conversion of dirt water into pure water by evaporation and condensation. That is what called distillation. What kind of impurities we remove here? We remove soluble impurities from the water, right? So here, this is the distillation process where we get purest form of water. It removes soluble impurities. Next, 10th question. List the steps involved in cleaning water for the supply in a town. So what steps do they involve? First, the sedimentation process. They allow the solid materials to get settled at the bottom, and later they filter the water by the gravel and by arranging sand, etc. Right? So now water is purified. Whatever the germs present in it can be killed by third step, that is adding chlorine, chlorination process. So by these three steps, sedimentation, filtration and chlorination, they are going to pure the water and they supply the water to the town people. Next question. You find that water supplied to home is not clean. Explain one method you can use it to clean it, right? So simple. When water is impure, by boiling it, it become pure. It is free of microbes. And take a filter or otherwise a clean white cloth, and you could filter through the white cloth. Then you are going to remove the impurities from the water, so the water become clean. Or otherwise, you could add 2 drops of chlorine in that water, which can kills the germ, right? So this is about question and answers, and let us see the hearts question. First question. Athlete found that it is easier to run a 100-meter race in the plains than in a place high up in the mountains. Why? So in the mountains, the availability of oxygen is very less. So when you are doing work, we require more energy, more oxygen. So due to unavailability of oxygen, due to less air, it feels very difficult to run up in the mountain, right? Next, Bimal wanted to open the window of jet aeroplane to get the fresh air, but he was not allowed to do so. Why? Here, if you open the window of the jet plane in the space, then what happens? Whatever the air present in the jet plane, it escapes into the space. Actually, in space there is no air. So, due to loss of air, breathing become difficult, and all we may die in the jet aeroplane. So that because of different pressure, different pressure, the jet plane maybe get destroyed because of low pressure and high pressure, so that is not allowed to open the door. Third one, distillation gives the purest form of water. Why is the distillation is not used in the city water works to clean the water? Actually, there are two reasons. Distillation, it is very expensive and very hard. And number two, we need not to drink the distilled water. The normal water which contain mineral and salt can be uh, drunk by us, so no need of distilled water. And it is high expensive, very hard to purify the water by the distillation, right? Why? Because high quantity water should be supplied to the people so that they don't use distillation process. Okay children, with this we completed our 12th lesson. In the next session we are going to start 13th lesson, that is natural calamities. So in that lesson we are going to learn about the natural disasters and how to escape from these disasters.